Alright, we're gonna try this live stream thing a second time. My wife's inside. She's gonna try to watch it and see if it's giving any audio issues. Yesterday when I tried to do this, it was giving me, it was just cutting out a bunch and kind of, you know, it was basically going mute. It's like my Bluetooth thing wasn't working. So if this doesn't work, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and shoot a video, but we'll see what's going on in a minute here. Trying to avoid some technical difficulties. But it's gonna be a fun video today. It's a roaster out, so I'm hoping these clouds block the sun a little bit. I'll be right back. I mean, it's not up. Oh. Can you just come out here?
Oh, no, it says live.
Can you like come out here though so I can?
Now our whole conversation is on.
That's fine. That means you have to say yes because people are watching. No, there's probably no one on yet, unless Mitch saw it. Oh, there's one person. Oh, it's you. The audio's good? Nice. Can I see it on your phone, actually? I just want to see what the quality is.
It looks great.
Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of like... Oh, there's one person. Oh, it's you. It's like 10 seconds delayed. The audio's good? Nice. Sweet. Alright, cool. You don't have to keep watching if you don't want to, but I'm going to do the intro of the video. That way it's not weird when because I'm going to use this live feed for my actual video. So, thank you. Hey everyone, it's Colin from GIY Guy. Thanks for checking out today's video. Actually doing a live stream on this. If you want to go check that out, it'll be like the full assembly and a little chat sesh. But today's video is all about me putting together these galvanized steel raised beds. So I got these from Northern Tool. I don't know if you can see the picture on them, but they're just a 3x6 rectangular bed, and they're about a foot tall. I got them on northerntool.com for only 35 bucks a piece, which I thought was a steal because I went to Home Depot just out of curiosity to see what, wow, I'm breathing heavy, to see what, I went to Home Depot out of curiosity to see what this galvanized steel costs, like what this roofing costs. And it's about 20 bucks a sheet for an 8 or a 10 foot sheet. And I thought, you know, by the end of it, by the time I get materials, spend all my time cutting it out and assembling it, all that stuff, I'm gonna be well past $35 a piece. So I went ahead and just sprung for 2 of these $35 raised beds. Hopefully they're durable, hopefully they're not very flimsy, hopefully that I can just fill them with dirt and they're not gonna, like, you know, bow out on the sides. But you know, if they do give me some trouble, then I can put stakes in the ground and, you know, add some reinforcements. But bottom line, this is gonna save me a lot of time. And also, the other benefit of these is that we're in a rental right now, and I didn't really want to build up a really nice wood raised bed just to have to tear it all down screw by screw some other day, a year or 2 from now when we move. And so these are going to be perfect because when it's all said and done, if we decide to move, I can just take out the screws, remove the 4 walls, and pack it back up in the box, and we can move. And then we'll, you know, push the dirt over or something. But today, we're going to be assembling things. I've got 2 of them laid out. I've kind of been checking out what the sun does. Like we've got some shade trees over here and over here. So kind of between 10 a.m. and 4 is about when we get the best sunlight for this area back here. So this is where I'm going to put them. Basically right where you see them on the ground. And we've got some tools. I don't really know what I'm going to need for this. So I've got a socket set, drills, drill bits, and whatever else, a knife. So we're gonna go ahead and just dive right in. I need that sun to stay behind the clouds because it's really hot out here. It poured last night. Michaela and I went to a place called the Bottle Cap last night. We don't care much for watching UFC fights, but her brother does. And so we went to hang out with him and his friends. And it poured on us. It was about, we were only planning to stay till about 9:30, and it was about 10 o'clock and it just started dumping so bad. It was storming so bad that the game actually went out. The satellite went out, and the whole bar was freaking out like, no, because it was in the middle of actually a pretty decent fight. But last night I was like, you know, we've been trying to get into this routine of getting up at 5:30 every morning. And if we stay up till 11, then it kind of jacks up our schedule. And so about 10 o'clock rolled around and I was like, you know, we should really be getting home. You know, I'm like an 80-year-old man in a 27-year-old's body. But it was pouring rain, lightning, thunder, and we had parked about 2 blocks away. And I was like, the rain was not gonna let up for another hour. And so instead of waiting it out like a normal person would, I actually ran 2 blocks to the car in the pouring rain, got to the car, and was completely soaked and actually sat on the sun visor to keep me from soaking my seat. So anyway, that was my fun story from last night. But bottom line, it's really humid today. So this is the raised bed. We just cracked it open. It feels pretty sturdy, you know. It's got 2 layers here, I think, or 3, yeah, 2 layers thick, and it doesn't, you know, it's not very flimsy when I shake it, so that's a good sign. Now we need to find, there's the hardware. I'm really excited about these. I was gonna wait for a nicer day to do this, but I'm so excited to have a raised bed. Although, to be honest, it's gonna take me a minute to fill these because there's not really a good source of dirt. And so I'll probably post a video about like how to fill a raised bed, because I'm gonna have to get creative. I'm thinking everything from, you know, recyclable cardboard boxes, cereal boxes, whatever, tree limbs, kind of they call it hugelkultur. Do some tree limbs, some grass clippings. It'd be great in the fall if we had a ton of dead leaves. So, I don't know. And then on the bottom, or on the top of everything else, I want to put like probably 6 inches of like topsoil. And so I'll probably just go to Home Depot and buy the bagged soil, to be honest. I did start a compost pile in the backyard over there, just to help me get some good dirt. Edges of this are pretty sharp. I just have to be careful not to cut myself. Like I said, these are only $35, so I'm really excited. I almost went, you know how at the beginning of the season, of the growing season, everyone like posts their pictures of seeds and stuff that they're gonna plant, and everyone, to be honest, goes overkill. They've got 1,000 packs of seeds and they think they're gonna plant them all and take care of them all. I kind of got that motivation when I was buying these. I thought, you know, if I bought like 8 of these on sale, it would only be like $250 and I could fill my whole backyard and have this massive garden. But I'm really glad I only went with 2, because I'm gonna have to take them down someday. Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, it doesn't shake at all. it's somewhat flexible this way, but yeah, this is gonna be great. Gonna be great. I wasn't sure what to expect putting these together, but it's pretty simple. I'll go ahead and get a little closer and show you, but I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna go together just like this. So this is a corner. It's gonna go like that, and then we're just gonna have, I thought these would be like, you know, the self-driving hex screws, but it's actually just some screws and nuts that we're gonna tighten on there. So that'll be easy enough. I've seen some people stream on Twitch, and I was kind of wondering how you follow your chat. Like, you can't really do a video format like, or a live stream format like this and read the chat at the same time. But I've seen people on Twitch, they'll have like a massive TV monitor and they're just outside doing something, and they'll be looking at the massive TV to read the chat. So sorry if I can't talk to you or anything, but hopefully this is still fun. I figured it would be more fun watching me actually do something than sit and just talk to my face. So, all right, I need to focus. All I need is a drill, I guess, and probably a socket for this to hold the nut in place. I don't know, where'd my knife go? There it is. Oh, nice. Just like a good engineer, I'm not going to read the instructions. I'm going to figure it out myself, and if it gets put together upside down, then I've got no one to blame but myself. I'll go ahead and bring it a little closer. Unfortunately, everyone missed out on a banger of a live stream yesterday because my audio is cutting out. Just kidding. It was more experimental. But I guess I didn't actually post it. I talked about what it's like being in Nashville. We've been here, let's see, we moved here the weekend of the 13th, so we've been here 2 weeks now, and it's been a blast. We got pretty much completely moved in the very first weekend. Michaela and I went super hard trying to get unloaded. That way we could just focus on work and school and also kind of exploring the area. But went to church today. I went to a place called Church of the City, and then we're gonna make smash burgers with Michaela's brother Ian tonight for dinner. But we've gone to a couple places. I like to explore a new place like by going out to eat. So we've gone to a place called the Red-Headed Stranger, which is I thought it was just a taco place, but one of Ian's friends said it's got the best burger in Nashville. So we'll have to try that out. But we went to Bottle Cap last night to see the fights. We went for a bike ride at Shelby Park. That was a lot of fun. They have like 8 miles of trails and stuff. So we tried that out. I kind of got on a little bit of a biking kick. It's pretty fun. It's a very easy way to, in my opinion, it's an efficient way to explore, because it's more efficient than walking, because walking does not go very fast. Come on. What else should we do? I've gotten the garden started. I did a short video on green onions, planting them from like store-bought scraps. Always a good move when you can save some money there. They're doing all right. The dirt's pretty trash out here. So like I said, it's gonna be kind of a challenge to fill these raised beds, but lucky for me, they're only 12 inches tall instead of like 3 feet. This weekend, I'm going to driving up to Indianapolis for a wedding. Get to see the boys. That'll be a good trip. Originally, I was gonna have to go out there from Greensboro. We just moved from Greensboro, and that would have been like an 8 or 10 hour drive, I think, which would have sucked, and I would have considered flying. But actually, we probably would have driven because Michaela would have gone with me. But she's not going to be able to go with me. And then after the wedding, when we come back on Sunday, then my boy Mitch, his little nugget, and Alexis will be coming down to the Nasty Nash for a little visit. So, all sorts of good stuff. It's a lot more fun to live in Nashville than Greensboro because it feels like home, feels like a place we can invest in, and actually, you know, it's not a temporary lifestyle feeling. I think I got these right. Look at that metal gets hot. Got to meet the neighbor a couple days ago. His name's Randall, and he's actually a horticulturalist, so he's got a beautiful garden in his backyard and works for the Parks and Rec department, Nashville Metro Parks and Rec. He had a massive tree removed a couple days ago, and I got to see what machine they use. It's like this big crane. It's got a big boom, I guess is what you call it. And it had a saw blade at the end of this grabber device, and so it grabs parts of the tree, cuts it, and basically just dismantles it piece by piece. So that was pretty cool to watch. They said it was about $250,000 that machine was pre-COVID, so it's probably like maybe close to $350 now. Speaking of price increases, I don't know if we'll ever buy a house here in Nashville that we actually live in. I ran the numbers, and right now it's cheaper for us to keep renting than it is to actually buy a house since they're so expensive. We went on a walk a couple days ago after eating at the Redheaded Stranger, and as we walk around, we just see if there's houses for sale, and when they're for sale, then we look them up on Realtor. and we saw one. It didn't look like anything special, and it was listed for like $550, I think. I mean, it was not much bigger than our rental property here, or not our rental, but what we're living in here. They want $550 for it. I'm like, I don't know how anyone is affording this. It's absolutely insane. I mean, we've got enough for a 20% down payment on something, but to be honest, I just don't think it's worth dropping like whatever 20%, $350,000 is, like 85,000. I just feel bad dropping 85,000 and only buying 20% of a house, you know, especially when interest rates are almost 5% at a bank. So, you know, that money's making a couple thousand a year or whatever, just sitting there. So I don't know what we're gonna do. It does feel good though to have a rental property back in Greensboro, because that's pretty much subsidizing our rent here in Nashville, and so we can keep our savings the same. We didn't have to adjust a lot for that. And also we locked in a 3% interest rate on the house in Greensboro, so I'm happy to keep that forever. I actually read an article. They called it, what do they call it? They called it a rate lock. Not a crisis, but everyone locked in these super low interest rates in 2021-ish, and now nobody wants to sell, and so everyone's just renting out their properties. And we're guilty of the same thing. We didn't want to sell because it's free real estate. Basically free money to just have a house sitting there making money for you with such a good rate. Anyway, I love talking stocks and finance and all that, but this is a gardening channel, so. Went ahead and planted some seedlings the other day, 2 days ago, when I tried to do a live stream while I was doing it. I wanted to get some greens started. Still in focus. I wanted to get some greens started, like lettuce and arugula and all that good stuff. But it turns out it's still like 90 degrees outside, and they've already popped up. They popped up in like 4 days. So they're a little bit eager. I'm curious if they're actually gonna do well, or if I planted them too early. So what I'll probably do is kind of do like a stagger planting. It's a really good idea if you stagger plant cool weather stuff, like anything that's like cut and come again, I guess. Like lettuce is really good. Anything that you want to not harvest all at the same time. So if you just plant, for example, radishes, if you just plant all your radishes on one day, well, they're all going to be ready about the same time. And so, for example, if I plant radishes today, I also want to do like another set in a week or 2 weeks, and then another set a couple weeks after that, or a month or whatever, because then, you know, they'll be maturing at intervals instead of all at once, and you have a bajillion radishes. You'll be able to, you know, harvest a few at a time instead of hundreds at a time. So anyway, I'll just kind of keep planting lettuce seeds every couple weeks or so. Mosquitoes out here are insane. Felt like I was gonna get carried away when I went back to that little shade hole. I really wanted to try planting broccoli and Brussels sprouts, but it's just, I've never had any success with them. I guess I've only tried them twice, so I can't really say never. I tried broccoli twice. Both times I just grew broccoli flowers, and then I tried Brussels sprouts once, but I think I just planted them too late in the year. Come on. I think I just planted them too late in the year because it got really cold in Greensboro last year, and I think it just pretty much killed them off. And I thought they were pretty hardy, but it got down to about 15 degrees. I heard Scott's our renter back in Greensboro, but he said he's been able to harvest some of our tomatoes. We planted some tricolor cherries this year, and they were just starting to turn orange the day or the week that we left. So kind of sad that we didn't get to have any of those. But he actually said he's a chef and has opened a couple restaurants in his life, and so he'll be happy to use those in his cooking. So I was just happy that I didn't have to bulldoze the whole garden under when we got a new renter. I did leave the blackberries, but I'm curious if they're going to be well managed at all. I'm a little nervous that I'm going to go back to check on the property and it's going to be super overgrown. But it is what it is. If that's the case, then I might just rip them all out if he's not taking care of them. Because if he, as a single guy with plenty of time, doesn't take care of them, then, you know, he might. I guess he doesn't have plenty of time. He's an engineer working on a big Toyota project. But anyway, if he doesn't take care of them, I'll probably just rip them out, which is sad. But to be honest, the Kiowa, not my favorite, not my best idea. It was fun to learn about it a little bit, but I would definitely go with a thornless variety next time, because those Kiowa blackberries, those thorns were insane. So I'm thinking next time, like if we ever buy another property here in Nashville, I'll probably do like Triple Crown, or Primark Freedom is another variety I looked at. Last piece, and then the first one's done. This is way easier than I expected it to be. Michaela starts her first day of school next Friday. Pretty excited about that. I think she's a little more nervous. Whoops, put that in wrong. She's a little more nervous, but I'm excited for her. It's going to be a great school. A little bit of a commute, but it'll be a lot of fun. And I'm living the dream, because I get to work 100% remote, 100% of the time. I'll just have to travel back and forth to Greensboro once in a while, but I thought also that's a pretty sweet deal, because if I want to check on the property a couple times in the next year, then they're going to fly me out there to work on lab stuff, and I won't have to pay for any of that. One of the benefits is that you can write it off. Like if I were to pay for it for that visit, you can write it off your taxes, but I mean, a write-off is still, you're still paying some taxes on the money. Or on that. I'm not paying taxes, you're still paying for that trip out there. It's just you get to save 20 some percent on your taxes from it. So that'll be cool. I'm excited to check on my property on the company's dime. But Michaela was asking me if I get lonely in the office during the day. I'm like, actually, no. I'm thriving. I don't really need to be in an office. I don't need to be around people all day. I'm just happy in my garden, happy working remote, happy with my YouTube channel, my GI wires. It's a good time. If you haven't checked out the last couple of my videos and you wanted to kind of get a feel for the property, you should check those out. The last video I did was the herb box. I did that in the new shed, and that shed is awesome. Back in Greensboro, all I had was the garage, which worked fine, but it's really nice to have a dedicated space for just my tools that won't have a car parked in it once in a while. So that was really cool. Really happy about that. Also, you know, I like dogs, but our neighbor back in Greensboro had about 7 of them, and they were all like adopted ones, or, you know, they were going to be put in a pound or whatever if no one wanted them. And it was kind of just nonstop barking, and my garden was in the front yard. It's really hard to shoot a video and all that. And now we go from that to this back here, where I've got a privacy fence on that side and then a bunch of shrubs everywhere else. It's great. It's great for shooting videos. Could not be happier with the backyard. And it's a quiet street. The only noise we get is like, you get a little bit of a train some mornings, and then like some airport noise in the afternoons. All right. First one's done. I'm gonna go ahead and put a bit in and tighten all these screws, and that will probably be the end of this live stream. I don't have much more to say, and you know, you see how one's done. So check out the video if you want to see what they both look like, because the next video I do is going to be on filling these things. Like I said, it's a lot of material that you need, and I don't have much material in this backyard, so I'll have to be creative. But we'll wrap this up in a second, and you can enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Let's see. Some days I look for a socket and I grab the right one the first try, and I'm like, am I him? Am I the greatest? And then there's other days I try about nine of them and I can't find the right one. Where are you? There you are. This is gonna be awesome! Uh-oh. Stripped all the screws. One too hard. I need a different bit. This one's stripping all my screws. There we go. There's the first one down. All right, not a bad deal. Actually, I'm probably gonna use some of this cardboard and I'm just gonna throw it in the bottom to take up some space because I need fill. But that's pretty sturdy. I mean, it's gonna shift a little bit. Like, I mean, I guess it won't shift, but you can bend it a little bit if you want. That's pretty nice. So I'll probably finalize where I want these. I was gonna try to avoid some of the big bumps in the yard so I don't have to dig them out. But yeah, I guess you'll just have to check out the video I post if you want to see the finished product. But with that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep growing yourself, and I'll catch you in the video I'll post.